somewhere, and I wanted to just reiterate a point that came to me while I was writing an email on Sunday to introduce the blog about the Artist's Way on autonomy, where I am doing a Sunday summary each week now, so that we can really work through each of those segments of the Artist's Way to recover and discover the creative artist within us. And all of us have one. It's just many have reordered the creative letters to be reactive instead, so that we do the same thing we've done to get more of what we've got, and then we wonder why that's our lot in life. Well, it's because the plot is meant to be written by the one living the life. Otherwise, it'll be about a life lived, which is the devil backwards, because we must take command of the pen that we are writing the script of our life with, or we will be pre-scripted with someone else's instructions, a manual, the man you all think that you need to be in order to be enough, when the truth is you always were all the time. So there's a vehicle passing, and then there's 3 more, so I'll just wait and say that it's always great to date the wheel of life that you do to track where you are. And I say that because date rhymed, obviously. And there's just more vehicles coming this time, and that's fine. Fine being an acronym, if you've ever heard it before. For fed up, you can add 3 extra letters in there if you wish. Fed up, insecure, negative, neurotic. What is the other one? Neurotic, negative. There's another N. I think I'm gonna restart this and say, no more will I. I'm just vibing a little lower than usual because I was triggered earlier this morning with someone who's not nice to me, coming to the porch and turning away because Papa wasn't up, but I saw them anyway. And then I went into all the moments where I've been disrespected by them and others too. It's true, because what we must realize too is the intense emotions we feel in the moment are actually descriptive of the tense that we are in. What do I mean by that? I mean past, present, future tense is the intense emotion we often get to be in when we find we're no longer here, we're somewhere in our mind. The memories took us to a not now moment where we have no power, and there were emotions suppressed before we knew to command our inner realms, because we didn't know the inner web is made of our self-worth, self-esteem, and self-belief. The not now's a thief of your presets, the presence you have to decide how you feel in the moment where your power lies. Don't you know it's true, you are the one you've been waiting for, if you are willing to be the one you've been waiting for, to call yourself back present more, to be the one who calls yourself back to the now, when somehow you find yourself triggered by an emotion in the present that you were used to suppressing, and now you get hit with the momentums of emotion from the past when you didn't know how to deal with it last. So it shows up now too, to be dealt rest in the now and move them along so they don't stay here in the home our soul has chose for this life. It is time to build our sense of inner security so we don't feel insecure, and now we can be the change we seek because we feel safe enough to be the one that we were waiting to save us before we found there was no savior coming outside of you. You are the one who must do what you hope someone will do for you. Oh, it's true. I know it's not convenient and it would be nice to have someone come, but I'm sorry, that would be dumb for us to wait and sit on our laurels, because dumb means unable to speak for ourselves. That's what dumb really means. Don't be dumb, speak up, stand for what you believe to be true, and sometimes you will find what you believed in before was not actually true, and you'll have to eat crow. They say that's an expression. You don't need to eat the magic, just live in the magic of the moment. The now is where all of your present exists. Your present moment is where your power is. So call yourself back here and then let's live fully present in the now, dealing with the emotions from not now moments, so you can do what only a living one can do, because we are the vessels that our souls are moving around this planetation, planety, and the nation that we live in. Every child matters, yes, it's true. And then you and I must come to see the child within is an archetype, which is a familiar pattern that we either fill with scared energy or sacred. We get to choose. The child, when it's scared, will make choices to belong and have their needs met by others. But when the child grows up inside of us, that is when the child becomes the guardian of innocence, and innocence is what we must begin to see innocence to be. Sometimes I just like to sing the truth that I'd like to bring to this world. I hope you do the same in your own way. Sometimes people compare to me and say, Laura, you do so many videos, and I say, hey, that's okay. I didn't always. I have grown into it, and now I do it without thinking, because in the moment the mind is not the director of it, because the intuition is the teacher. My soul hired ahead of time, and it will guide me in the moment to be able to follow divine instruction. Can you see it's time to slow down and to don the crown of the corona? Cheeky, I know, but a corona is one enlightened who embodies more light, because we've shone light on the shadows that show up and don't feel loved or lovable, you know. And so it's time for us to accept ourselves fully, and then we will find that life gets easier and more fun death is the opposite, and there's a death culture you are part of. If you look at the words cult, you are is what culture is. We either are life affirming or going towards our grave. Be brave, please, for the ones who will come through you or heaven. So I say they're relying on us to stand as men and women and command the pen that we write our lives with. The mind is the territory being fought for. It's the gray matter we must take charge of, not try to control. I write more about this all in fully committed, the sacred sojourn of now, and I don't sing it so. If you somehow don't like this, well then you can read in your own time. And this morning I finished the 9th chapter, reading it aloud, narrating the book. I have now done 1/3 of it, and I'm so looking forward to being through it. And yet I need to enjoy the process to bring harmony to you through me. I cannot give you something I have not embodied for myself, and neither can you, so let's stop sharing information until we have embodied it for ourselves and lived it, and then can share from our life. I hope you think this is nice. That's just because it rhymed. I think you are aware of how I roll, and so I will say I wish you to be whole and call yourself back in the moment of now. And in the meantime, leave a comment down below to let me know what this means to and for you, and what you'll do with it, because that's how you embody the things that I shared that mean nothing if they just stay in the air. It's time to ground it with the life you live and lead, because you are the only one who is able to direct the flow of your energy. So I hope that you'll be kind to yourself and others, and find that you matter more than maybe you ever knew. And yet it is true that you matter, and you're significant to at least one other. We all are. I send you love and hope you'll pass that on to someone who also needs to know that they matter to you, because maybe they struggle with self-doubt too, because we all do. And now it's time to stop and celebrate all that's went up till now. Toodaloo, lower J, namaste, namago for today.